Let's get to the news. President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden today hosted a Cinco de Mayo reception at the White House, though I think it's just a ploy to get more votes from white college girls. That's right, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Kendrick Lamar celebrated with his favorite piñata. Star Wars actor Mark Hamill visited the White House on Friday and referred to President Biden as Jobi-Wan Kenobi, though I'm not sure how helpful it is to compare Biden to a ghost. That's right, Mark Hamill visited the White House and referred to President Biden as Jobi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know, have you ever watched him walk? He's definitely more of a C-3PO. President Biden shared a video with actor Mark Hamill in honor of Star Wars Day, while South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem shared a video of herself shooting and killing Chewbacca. Into the gravel pit with you, Chewie. Oh, can't do it. Can't do it. Don't know why I tried. Never did it. I don't know why I'm trying it here. Oh, fine. Let it go. You don't have it. You don't have a Chewbacca. It's fine. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, edited in post. Judge Juan Merchan ruled today that former President Trump violated his gag order for a 10th time and warned that he will put Trump in jail if he has to. Please, you think Trump is scared of jail? That place is full of mobsters and white supremacists. He'll walk into jail the way Norm walks into Cheers. According to new bankruptcy court filings, Rudy Giuliani agreed to stick to a $43,000 budget each month, which includes $425 for personal care products. I'm sorry, this is the good stuff? He looks like his personal care budget is whatever Pennzoil costs. Walt Disney World is set next month to exhibit dozens of former President George W. Bush's paintings. Ugh, as if my kids weren't already begging for me to take them. Former President Trump's campaign reportedly told donors it raised $76 million last month and told the IRS that it raised 10. Tax joke. A Florida man was arrested recently after he allegedly exposed himself at a Walmart, Burlington Coat Factory, and Target. And you can't do that at Target. I think they have their own section at the Coat Factory. Oh, this is good. This has got good action. Oh, this is real good. Saturday was the 150th Kentucky Derby, and the racehorse Mystic Dan won in a photo finish, not to be confused with the Mystic Dan you met at your nephew's 5th birthday, who is not a winner. And finally, Southwest Airlines has launched a new promotion called Wanna Go Wednesdays, but as any Southwest customer knows, just because you want to go doesn't mean they're going to go. Adult film star Stormy Daniels testified today in former President Trump's criminal hush money trial, so Trump technically slept with her again. Ahead of Stormy Daniels' testimony today in former President Trump's criminal hush money trial, one of the prosecutors told Judge Juan Merchan that Daniels will not describe Trump's genitalia because it would violate the gag order. While testifying in former President Trump's criminal hush money trial, adult film star Stormy Daniels said that in phone calls after a sexual encounter with Trump in 2006, he would always call her Honey Bunch. Honey Bunch. And you guys think Biden is too old. During former President Trump's criminal hush money trial, adult film star Stormy Daniels testified that she spanked Trump with a rolled-up magazine that had his face on the cover. And I think it's weird that the hotel even had a copy of Bankruptcy Aficionado. You know what? I think that's more than enough, because at some point, you know, we're just piling on. The man was our president. You know what I mean? Who among us hasn't slept with an adult film star and then tried to cover it up and then become president? And yet we look down our noses at him? I don't think so. Shame on us. Shame on me. During former President Trump's criminal hush money trial, adult film star Stormy Daniels testified that she and Trump had sex in missionary position. Don't even think about it, shouted Judge Merchan to the sketch artist. All right, now we're moving on. The Biden campaign released a new ad today criticizing former President Trump's immigration record that highlights his family separation policy. In Trump's defense, he just assumed people wanted to be separated from their family. Russian President Vladimir Putin was inaugurated today for another 6-year term. Putin sailed to victory after his opponent dropped out of a window. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law last week that bans lab-grown meat. Oh, lab-grown meat. That's what he looks like. And finally, a grocery store in Texas recently set a Guinness World Record by showcasing more than 300,000 avocados in a single display. Even more incredible, not one of them was the perfect amount of ripe. When one of former President Trump's lawyers asked Stormy Daniels yesterday if she hates Trump, Daniels said, quote, yes. So, as it turns out, Trump does have a type. President Biden today visited Gateway Technical College in Wisconsin, an appropriate choice for Joe Biden, the safety school of presidents. The New York Times today published a report on independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s health issues, including a dead worm in his brain, or, as that's known in libertarian circles, a running mate. In a new interview, former President Trump said that South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has had a, quote, rough couple of days. Yeah, she needs more bad press like she needs a hole in her dog. If you see me wincing, it's because I know what's coming. That's right, former President Trump said that South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has had a rough couple of days. Said Noem, who said rough? I hope those aren't, hooray, it's over laughs. Former House Speaker Paul Ryan said in a new interview that he will not vote for former President Trump and will instead write in a better candidate like that dead worm in Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s brain. After a meeting with House Speaker Mike Johnson yesterday amid her attempts to remove him from power, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene told reporters that the ball is in Johnson's court and added that she is, quote, so done with words. Really? Based on your State of the Union outfit, I thought you were a huge fan of words. You have more words on you than a Southern woman's kitchen. Norwegian Cruise Line recently announced it's partnering with a specialty travel company next year to host an 11-day nude cruise for 2,300 passengers, including up to 2 women. Oh, Pam, why'd we do this? That's right, Norwegian Cruise Line is partnering with a specialty travel company to host an 11-day nude cruise, and I can't even decide what the most horrifying part... Oh, right, the limbo. President Biden sat down last night for his first one-on-one interview of the campaign season with a legacy media institution, and I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with how he handled the habanero pucker butt sauce. No lies. This is hot. Former President Trump appeared to briefly fall asleep in court again this morning during adult film star Stormy Daniels' testimony because in real life, you can't fast forward the scenes where the actors are talking. During her cross-examination today, one of Trump's lawyers asked Stormy Daniels, quote, you made all this up, right? A strategy that immediately backfired when Trump yelled, no, she didn't. We had sex. We had sex. We did have sex. You shouldn't say that? Okay. But we did have sex. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. posted on X yesterday and said, quote, "I offer to eat 5 more brainworms and still beat President Trump and President Biden in a debate." And this can't be good. His supporters have already made it a TikTok challenge. That's right. I don't think they're that big, guys. No. I'm no brainworm doctor. I just don't think they're that big. That's right. Presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. posted on X yesterday and said, quote, "I offer to eat 5 more brainworms and still beat President Trump and President Biden in a debate." So let me just go through my list of Kennedy family quotes. Ask not what your country can do for you. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. And I offer to eat 5 more brainworms. Gotta say, never thought I would crave the calm, steady statesmanship of Donald Trump. Never ate a brainworm. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem reportedly canceled a book tour interview today with Real Clear Politics due to inclement weather. Let me guess, storm? Is it raining cats and dogs? Oh, just cats? According to a new survey, matcha drinkers are more likely to describe themselves as adventurous than coffee drinkers. Or should I say, matcha drinkers are more likely to describe themselves even though you didn't ask. The thing about me, the streaming services Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max announced yesterday that they will be available as a bundle. The new service will be called TV. It's just TV again, guys. I don't know what to tell you. And we like TV, which is good news. We like TV. In honor of Mother's Day, the fast food chain Panda Express is offering a 5-person family meal for $30. It's a great way to tell your mother the line was too long at Subway. And finally, today was singer Billy Joel's 75th birthday, and I expect he'll be celebrating with a bottle of red, bottle of white. Yeah. That was a monologue, everybody. We're off.